we're not going to give you an opportunity to market yourself in our comments section, but, you know, give us some engagement. God, this guy. Hey everyone, welcome to Nicole Reacts, where I, Nicole, react to online marketing guru trainings that I find on the internet. My qualifications for snark and commentary are that I've owned a marketing company for the last 14 years. In addition to that, I have also started a couple of small businesses in that time. So I've seen marketing both from the agency owner providing marketing services side of things, as well as the small business owner needing marketing services side of things. And if you want to see more, check out the YouTube channel. There are playlists there. And if you subscribe, I go live every Tuesday morning to talk about a sort of marketing how-to. It's a little bit tactical. And Fridays are for these reaction videos. And if you want to see kind of more of my collection, not just videos, you could check out the blog, which has over 1,500 blog entries on it. And I pretty much talked about not everything just yet, but a lot of things there. So if you want more of me, those are two great places to go. So today we're reacting to Ray Higdon. Now you might say, well, Nicole, you've already reacted to Ray Higdon, but some of these people just keep on giving. And what I will say about the video I reacted to previously, which I'll link in the show notes below in case you want to go watch it, is he talked about video marketing, and the title of it implied that he was going to show us how to do short format videos. But he spent like half of the broadcast talking about that video marketing was important and part of the sales process, and the other half trying to sell us a course. So I wanted to give Ray Higdon another chance. And I thought, if I look for a video about a very specific topic that's shorter, maybe that means he'll get to the point sooner. So I found a video today that we're going to react to together called How to Get Free Leads for My MLM Business. That sounds super specific. It is not only specific in its objective, but it's specific in its audience. So that should work. And yeah, so we're going to just watch it together. I'll pause the video if I have anything to say, but otherwise I'm just going to let him talk. And at the end, we'll summarize what we learned and decide if he knows what he's talking about or not. This video is approximately 10 minutes long. And what we're going to do is we're going to make Ray big, me small. I'll pause the video if I have anything to say. Otherwise, I'm just going to let him talk. And at the end, we'll talk about what we learned and whether I think he knows what he's talking about or not. So without further ado, let's get on with the show.
You're probably wondering how to get free leads for my MLM business. And I'm going to show you how to do that.
Great, because that's what you called the video.
Actually generated hundreds of thousands of free leads for network marketing. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So first,
there's nothing that will establish credibility for you as a marketing expert as quickly as a trailer showing how successful you are. But let's continue.
I'm going to share with you 2 methods to get free leads. Next, I'm going to share with you the biggest mistake that most people actually make when dealing with free leads. And lastly, I'm going to share with you the most effective strategy to generate a lot of free leads. Now, maybe you're watching this because you don't have a lot of support from friends and family members.
Yeah, why wouldn't your family and friends support you in your business? Oh, could it be because the business is predatory? Could it be because you have a 99% chance of losing money? Could it be because of an actual good reason? Let's ask ourselves that. If you're ever making a decision and your family and friends are against it, there's probably a good reason. Now, I'm not saying one person is against it. I'm saying that if people are generally against your decision, I think you should look a little closer at that decision.
Or you're nervous to reach out to them. So you're seeking, let's go find somebody else, right? And my encouragement there is know that a lot of people have become successful in network marketing and MLM without support from their friends and family members. I would at least let them know what you're up to and at least see if they're open to taking a look at what it is that you're doing without an addiction of them actually being interested. So what are the 2 methods? The 2 methods are, it's very straightforward, prospecting and marketing. And so we're going to talk more about marketing in the final 2 points that I'll make. But what do I mean by prospecting? Well, prospecting is reaching out to people that you run into. Now, this is an interesting thing with network marketing and MLM is that some people say, never cold message, ever, never do it. And to me, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it, and there's a way not to do it. And when someone
Any bets that he'll actually tell us how to do it and how not to do it in this video? I'm guessing he's going to circle around this and then actually not get to the point, but we'll see.
tells me, they don't ever recommend it and no one should be doing it, that's definitely not true. In fact, one of our rank makers, so rank makers is our monthly program, and one of our rank makers, Christina Danielle, is actually the #1 recruiter of her entire company. And she did it all through cold prospecting. People she didn't know that she sent a message to, but she did it in the right way.
Did she join the company pretty soon after it started? Because that's the thing with network marketing. A lot of it is timing. For you to be very, very successful is if you get in early, there's more potential people you can recruit.
And this is something that it's a nuance. Now, do I believe that cold messaging is the only way? I do not believe that. But a lot of times you'll hear an influencer tell you not to do cold prospecting, and it's because they don't need to. If you're influential, you can just reach out to people that already respect you, and fine, great, that's awesome. That's not how I started, and that's not how a lot of people how they start either. A lot of times we start with no respect, with no influence, and we have to build it. And so cold messaging would be you finding people that you want to connect with, or you like their comments, or you like how they show up, and you just reaching out to them and see if they're open to learning more about what it is that you're doing. And this is one major thing around this is I don't suggest that you prospect or cold message other network marketers, because they are cannibalistic in nature. That's when you typically have a bad experience, is if you are reaching out to someone who's already in the profession, you're trying to pitch them your thing. That's when there's usually a problem. But if you do it correctly, if you do it in a I'm seeing if you're open kind of way, people aren't really offended by it. So let me give you an example script for this. So an example script would be, hey, I know we don't know each other. I see that you are a realtor. I happen to work with a lot of realtors. Would you be open to taking a look at what it is that I'm doing to make some extra money on social media? And if you're not, no big deal. Like, who's offended by that? Like, who's like, how dare you? Right? Who's mad at that? No one's mad at that. That'd be silly. But if you sent that same thing to an existing network marketer, they'd probably be mad at you. And so that's one of the suggestions when it comes to generating free leads. So if you follow our training.
All right. We're a third of the way through the video, and the two things we've learned are to tell our friends and family we're doing network marketing and to cold message in an open-ended way people who are not in network marketing. Okay.
And follow what I'm going to cover in the final point, there's a very good chance that you'll actually start generating a lot of free leads. And I want to tell you about a quick coaching that I did. So Carrie is what we call a lifer with us. So we have a rank maker program, and there's you can be a lifer.
A lifer means you're stuck in prison for life. Yeah, that sounds like an accurate terminology for somebody who will never leave your program.
Of it, where you're a member for life. And so I was coaching her the other day in our lifer coaching, and she hit the jackpot. She had a video go viral. And so, I mean, hundreds of thousands of views. She is getting, like, I think she said 50 to 70 people a day reach out to her to learn more about her business. That's great, right? That's awesome, isn't it? Well, it had been going like that for now, I think 2 weeks. She hadn't got any signups. And so if you're generating a lot of leads and you're feeling overwhelmed, and I know this isn't everyone, but we'll get to that. If you do start generating a lot of leads and you're starting to feel overwhelmed, it's very common to start very quickly handling them. Yes, here's the link. Here's the link, right? And that's a mistake. You should realize that every person that reaches out to you is an individual. Now, unlike the prospecting method that I teach, where I'm not telling you to build rapport forever and get them to know, like, and trust you, because that's very, very difficult and tricky to be duplicated, and it's also very tricky to do. And
yeah, building relationships takes time. It's so tricky.
Social media. Instead, this person's reaching out to you. Now's your chance to connect with them a little bit. So if you do happen to follow our strategies and you go viral on TikTok or Instagram Reels or wherever, and you start having people reach out to you, say, hey, I appreciate you reaching out. Like, what was the number one thing that made you reach out? Or let's say that your video was on either making money or losing weight. Ask them, hey, you're reaching out to me. How has your weight loss journey been? Try to connect with them. I know that you may be getting a lot of leads, and if you follow our strategies, that's actually very common. You can be overwhelmed, but every single person that's a human being right there. So ask them a few more questions. They reached out to you. And so that's one of the things, that's one of the tweaks that we highly suggest when dealing with free leads. So I'd love to hear from you. Without telling me the name of your company or putting a link in, what is the product or service that you represent in network marketing? I would love to know. Drop us a comment.
We're not going to give you an opportunity to market yourself in our comments section, but you know, give us some engagement. God, this guy. I will say, if you've ever met me at a party or something, I don't talk about work a lot. And it's not because I'm not proud about what I do or excited about it. It's that, well, first of all, I remember a time in my life where I had a job that I wasn't really proud of, and I really dreaded that question at parties. But I think a more important reason are that for most people, what they do for work is kind of the least interesting thing about them. So, some people will ask me, like, what do you do? And I'll say, oh, I have a marketing company. But yeah, so how do you know the party host? Or, hey, I'm looking for new stuff to do around here. If there was a hike that you could recommend someone, like your favorite hike, like what would it be or something? Awesome other questions. And it's so funny because inevitably what will happen, and I don't mean for this to happen, is they'll keep bringing up the work thing because I'm not talking about it. I don't know if it seems intriguing or something, but there is something with what he said is they're putting off the conversation about business by asking the person questions about themselves and having them kind of getting maybe increasingly curious throughout the interaction that you're not immediately trying to sell them something, which is what most people are doing. So it could be manipulative if you're ultimately playing hard to get to sell them something. Or if you're me, it could be just like, I'm at a party and I really don't feel like talking about work right now. It could be, I don't know. In my case, I feel like it's kind of genuine, but so I see with the closed captioned here, I've hinted about this best strategy. What is it? I am betting that it's not anything particularly interesting or revolutionary, but let's see here.
So I've hinted at this, but what is the best strategy that's working right now? Well, what's working like crazy, and it's still such an opportunity, is TikTok and Instagram Reels.
PSA, if you are in multi-level marketing, you're not supposed to use TikTok. It's in their user guidelines. Yes, I will report you.
But here's the reason. So I had friends that had been in our mastermind program come to me and say, hey, we have people in our team that are crushing it on TikTok. And
This is against user guidelines. If you're in multi-level marketing, if a platform says don't use them and someone like me reports you, your company might be getting a fine or you might get kicked off the platform. I don't think Instagram has any rules against it. I'm saying I know TikTok does.
what's interesting is they never crush it anywhere else. And I'm like, okay, so they weren't influencers? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, well, that's definitely interesting. After hearing a couple stories like that, I decided, man, I got to learn this stuff. Because if it's true that this method is something that the average ordinary person can do, then it's my job as a trainer to learn it. And so I start this TikTok account, and I start doing what I do. I start providing business suggestions, ideas, and strategies and things like this. One guy, like pretty early on, I think I had a couple hundred followers and was getting very little views. He says, you're giving all this advice, but you don't even get that many views. No hate, Merry Christmas. And that was Lenny Phoenix. And so I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to respond to Lenny Phoenix, and I'm not going to clap back or do something, mean to him or something like that, but I am going to address it. And I said, you know what? I did this, video reply on TikTok. And so I say, you know what? You're right. I've created success in other areas. I'm pretty new here. And you're right. But, two things here, one, I'm just getting started. And two, how come people that aren't gurus or aren't seen as gurus can't give advice? I mean, if someone is losing weight and they had a breakthrough, but they're not in perfect shape, can't someone out there learned from them. And so I kind of, challenged the premise of, hey, don't give advice until you're a guru, right? And I do the video, I upload it, and I walked away. I'm chasing my kids or whatever. And later in the day, I come back and I look, and that video has 20,000 views. Now, what's interesting is
I know that they've done studies in sort of training and other realms about intermittent rewards. This idea that you, when you do the right behavior, you get rewarded sometimes, but maybe not every time, is the most powerful way to train somebody. If you reward them every single time, it seems like they sort of lose interest or it's a little bit too predictable. If you never reward them, there's no incentive for them to do it, right? So the intermittent reward kind of fits the human psyche. And so what TikTok has done for creators is it intermittently rewards us. So I have videos on my channel that have gotten 100 views, and I have videos on my channel that have gotten over 350,000. And there is sometimes no rhyme or reason for when a video takes off. Sometimes I notice that when I post in the morning, like when I'm walking my dog, sometimes I'll post a video. Those seem to do pretty well. I mean, I don't look great while I'm doing it, but they seem to do well. I think it's a timing thing. I notice that when I stitch or talk about popular creators, that those videos seem to get picked up. I notice that when I talk about topics like renewable energy or the job market or something like that, and my opinion on it, that those tend to do really well. So there are certain things that we can say that is more likely to get picked up by the TikTok algorithm. But the reality is that TikTok is going to intermittently reward you. And some of your videos are going to have very little views, and some of them are going to get a lot. And what that does is, as a creator, keep you interested in using the platform because you're chasing that feeling of 300,000 views again. So he's acting like, oh, I just got 20,000 views. Like, if you use TikTok, you have experienced this. And if you haven't used TikTok, I am telling you in this video so that you don't think that this guy is really doing anything that special, honestly. The algorithm intermittently rewards us so that we keep creating content.
I only had a few hundred followers. So at first I thought it was a mistake. I'm like, I must be reading this wrong. So I closed the app. I opened back up. It's got 22,000 views. And I'm like, that makes no sense. And that's when it hit me that the TikTok algorithm is just different.
Yep.
It's just different. So on Facebook, I know how that works. How that works is you have a number of friends, you post something, and they show it to a very small percentage of those friends. And if they react well to it, they'll show it to a little bit more, but they never show it to all of them. TikTok, very different. TikTok takes your content and shows it to who they think might like it, whether they know you or not. So this is why we have clients that, and students that weren't influential, but had videos go viral, hundreds of thousands or even millions of views. And I can tell you,
I've been on YouTube for 14 years. I have 122 subscribers as I'm recording this. And I've been on TikTok for a year and I have almost 8,000 followers. I joke that I'm not like hot enough for Instagram, but I'm funny enough for TikTok. Anyway, it's just a different algorithm. But the fact that he's telling network marketers to use a platform they are banned from is a little bit problematic for me.
I've been on Facebook for quite a while. We have, I think, around 300,000 followers on our Facebook fan page. And in 10 years, I've had 2 videos organically without ads get over 50,000 views. But yet that little reply to Lenny Phoenix got over 50,000 views. This is the strategy that we see working really, really well, is having a certain way, a certain framework that you do when it comes to TikTok and Instagram Reels, because if you're going to do TikTok, you might as well do Instagram Reels and vice versa. And that is the strategy that's working really, really well right now.
But he's not going to tell us what it is.
So if you want to learn more about that process, we have a training that walks you through step-by-step exactly how to do it. It is, in all of my years in network marketing, it is the fastest, the easiest way for you to get in front of people that don't know you, and that is through TikTok and Instagram Reels.
So he just said he had a video accidentally get 22,000 views. And then he's saying, oh, I can teach a strategy for how to go viral. He accidentally got views the one time. And as I was saying a minute ago, there are certain things patterns in my content I notice that tends to do well, but you have to post different kinds of content for yourself and look for patterns. I don't get how he can show you a framework that's going to work for everybody. I don't think that that's a thing.
And what we call the short video framework. If you'd like to learn more about that, there's a link in the description. It's a free training and it'll walk you through how to do it.
All right, so what have we learned from Ray Higdon? Number one, we've learned that we should be cold messaging people in an open-ended way, but not other network marketers. We learned that we need to tell our family and friends what we're doing and see if they're open to the business opportunity. And we've learned that using TikTok will help us get more leads. And we have to buy his framework to know how to do it. And we learned that once we do start getting a lot of leads and start feeling overwhelmed, we still need to understand that there's a human on the other end. And so we need to exchange messages to learn more about what they want to know or what their experience has been before we try to sell them something. I'm always inherently suspicious at people who put everything behind a paywall. Like, really, he couldn't just show us one TikTok framework that he's seen work well, why it works well, a couple of example videos to like show that it's working. It wouldn't have taken that much more time to make this video a little longer, and it would have, I think, provided a lot more value and shown what the kind of things people would learn in his course if they actually elected to take it, to see like a little snippet of it. Now, you'll notice if you look at my YouTube channel or my blog, I am pretty open with my approach to things. I use examples. I try to show people what it would be like to work with me, and I try to give people information that is valuable for free so that they know how our company works with people. And if they're going to hire me to train their group or to give them advice or whatever, that they kind of know what they're getting. And with Ray Higdon, I don't know what I'm getting. What are some example accounts he's worked with? Also, why does he keep pushing TikTok for network marketers? They're not allowed to use it. It is against the platform guidelines and they will get reported. So, like, why encourage someone to use something that is literally not for them? I don't know. So, I don't think Ray Higdon knows what he's talking about. And I'm certainly not going to pay for his class to find out that he probably doesn't know what he's talking about. There are plenty of people on TikTok and Instagram Reels who not only have more than one account that is large, but have experience working with different brands. I would take TikTok advice from them before I would take it from Ray Higdon here. So thanks so much for watching. If you have a person you want me to react to or a specific video training you want me to react to, please leave it in the comments below. I would love to see it. And thanks so much for watching. Appreciate your time. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Take care.